Hello. Welcome back. We are starting part 2 of Clearing the Myst. With Riven, the sequel to Myst. That is the official title. Not Myst 2. Not just a, hey, this is Riven, but Riven, the sequel to Myst. This one's going to be interesting because I don't know that they've really touched up Riven at all. In fact, it doesn't even run in modern Windows. The way that it works is that this is running in a... so this is the official version, and it is running in Scum VM, which was originally a... I don't even want to call it an emulator, but we'll call it that. An emulator for LucasArts games. Like Secret of Monkey Island, which was based on the Scum engine, which is why it's called Scum VM, to be the idea of like a Scum virtual machine. They eventually started adding more games, and then got to the Myst games eventually. So we're going to take a look at this. This one may be a lot more episodes than Myst was, because I don't remember jack shit about Riven, other than at one point there's an audio puzzle that's way more difficult than the original one in Myst, and you have to learn the language. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to hydrate here for a second. So for those that did not see the Myst playthrough, or for those that need a quick recap, in Myst, it starts out with us basically finding a book with Myst on the top, and open it up, and we see a live picture fly over of an island. We touch the picture, it transports us to that island. We end up doing a bunch of puzzles. We find a library with two books, a red book and a blue book. The red book has a very staticky picture in it. We find that inside of it is a person named Cirrus. And the blue book also has a very staticky picture in it, and a person named Akinar. We go through, again, more linking books, find more worlds. Cirrus and Akinar ask us to bring them the red and blue pages, but not the other page. So if you're finding the red pages, he says don't find the blue, and vice versa. Eventually, you get all the pages from all the ages. They tell you to go into the fireplace and get one last page. In the fireplace, you find a green book. You open the green book, and you meet Atris, the person who wrote all these magical linking books to other worlds. He tells you not to give them the last page. We did, just to show what it looked like. No matter who you give the page to, you get trapped in their book, and then they start tearing the pages out to trap you there forever. However, if you help Atris, who tells you, hey, find the one missing page for here, you meet him in Dunny. That is D-S-Z-N-I. Like, whatever the heck the backwards apostrophe is. And he tells you he's trying to save his wife. No, actually, he tells you he is doing very important work, and that he has to go take care of his sons. You eventually go back to Myst and see scorch marks where the books were, and then continue to explore. And I think this picks up pretty close right after that. Hey, Nina! Hello, we're getting started here. So you're going to get to see the intro of Riven, which I do not remember, so we'll see how this goes. No worries, Nina. Have fun with the laning. Don't feed. For all the bad terms that I know about MOBAs out there. We'll get started here. Nina, if you do get any audio and tell me if the audio mix is off, I will get that fixed. Heck yeah. Cyan Studios? Yeah, it is. Here we go. Atris and Denis.
Thank God you've returned. I need your help. There's a great deal of history that you should know.
Portrayed by Rand Miller.
I'm afraid that I must continue my writing. Here. Most of what you'll need to know is in there. Keep it well hidden. For reasons you'll discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this. It appears to be a linking book back here to Dunny. But it's actually a one-man prison.
Hello,
You'll need it,
so back.
I'm afraid, to
You made it
capture
right at the
again.
beginning.
Once you've found Catherine, signal me, and I'll come with a linking book to bring us back.
The Naturist finishes stuff here.
There's also a chance, if this all goes well, that I might be able to get you back to the place that you came from.
So notice that the Riven linking book is busted as hell. Oh shit. Well, that's it. Game over. We're stuck in prison.
Jo? Maar verder ja je. Kijk daar waar heb. Moet we wippen met. Tagema. Rekoa. Tagema. Musu rekoa.
Sorry, bud.
Misirap. Misirap.
Don't speak Rivenese.
Mutika bukuan nai. Misirap. Mutika bukuan nai. Bukuan nai. Misirap. Bukuan nai. Bukuan.
Yeah, dude, no, no.
Bukuan nai.
You don't want to hit that. Oh, really, Nina? Yeah, there's a ton of FMV in this game. I mean, for one, there's people. Well, he's having a bad day. Yeah, Soapbox. The worlds in these games are so well defined. It's really an achievement. I mean, this was, especially back in the day, such a big uh-oh. I think this is supposed to be Catherine? Or we just don't know. Oh, shit. Then now we are in Riven. Well, there's our first puzzle. Alright. We don't know how to do that yet. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on a second. I need to hydrate before I start reading all this. All right. They held for more than 30 years, but the corrections I made to Riven have finally failed. The island has resumed the familiar pattern of decay that is the hallmark of my father's work. I must now race to implement this new patch before it's too late. I only hope that my revised theories are sound. Revisions to Riven completed. There's still a number of minor adjustments which need to be made, but basic corrections have been entered and should be working. Something's not right. I've been monitoring the instruments for several hours now, but have thus far observed no change. It's possible that I've made an error, though I checked my entry against pre-notation and can find no discrepancy. I've not had a rest in nearly 3 days, so it may be that I'm just not seeing it if the fault is with my foundational assumptions. However, perhaps after a short rest I will see something. H2. Let's just see. Oh, we got some reading. All right. Let's do it. Let's see, how many more days is this? It's 2 days after the last entry. Success! It appears that my repairs have been effective after all. The gateway image has become noticeably clearer, and although it is impossible to know this with absolute certainty, the island seems to have quieted itself. Just a few more weeks of work, and I should be free, at last, to go there myself and attempt to bring Catherine back. The past 8 months have left me little time to think and devise a strategy for getting her out of there. I've received no sign from her in all that time. I'm afraid that... No. I must assume that she's alright, unless my fears undermine my efforts to bring her back. 1 day after the last entry. I did not create the Age of Riven. Unlike my father, I have never presumed to have such power, and yet the future of all those who live there has fallen into my hands. So far, I've managed to read the page before it turns. The island continues to appear stable, and I would like to believe that I have saved the dying world, but the theories of one individual cannot support the lives of real people indefinitely. Must get everyone off of Riven as soon as possible. Problem now is Gen. Never be able to rescue Catherine and relocate the islanders if he's still the man he once was. I haven't seen him in over 30 years, but his history forces me to assume that he's still a threat. His myopic mission to restore the Denny civilization has left too many innocent cultures dying in its wake, and will continue to do so were he to once again be free of the confines of Riven, or the Fifth Age, as he coldly titled it. The universe has been safe from his corruptive influence for the last 33 years, because no one has been able to leave that age. The last linking book out of Riven has been lost to the Starfisher upon my return to Myst. That was my intentions to maroon my father on Riven by removing all existing links to other worlds, and since the art of constructing books has long been lost with the fall of the Denis, he would have been trapped there for the remainder of his lifetime, and effectively segregated from the countless other worlds that he would have invaded. So, this intersection gives us a lot of new, I want to say, I guess, lore about the world of Myst and the linking books. So, in the first book, first game, and most of the stuff leading up to the end, you are basically led to the assumption that the art of writing these books, creates these worlds. And instead, this is saying, hey, no, you don't. I mean, Gen thought you made worlds, but I definitely, Atris being the I, does not believe that you are actually creating new worlds, which is a striking importance, especially if you played Real Myst like we did and saw Rhyme, since Rhyme can show you worlds, other ages, and they were talking about you could see infinite permutations. So in theory, when you're writing a descriptive book, as they call it, you are further defining which world you are going to be teleported to, rather than creating one from scratch. Anyway, in effect, that is what we achieved. But the way it fell, however, was no one's ideal. Through the sting of the incident has gradually faded from my memory, the deep pain of responsibility for what actually came has never left me. At the time, it all seemed so clear. Gen's destructive path could not be allowed to continue. But it was never my choice that the innocent inhabitants of Riven, who already suffered so much, would be the ones to pay for it. Enough. To dwell on the past is to die on the present. The situation is not the same as it was then. The knowledge I've acquired in the years since that time has yet to be applied to this problem. 1 day after the last one. Right? Didn't skip a year, did I? No. Okay. I think I have the solution. Why did it not occur to me sooner? Do not know, unless the idea had been pushed out of the thought of my sons. A prison book. Many years ago, during a hunting expedition through the ruins of Denis, I chanced upon the formula for a most unusual type of book. Unfortunately, due to the fact that my father was then in the habit of confiscating my discoveries, I was forced to leave it behind. Years later, however, part of my efforts to protect the vulnerable worlds linked to the books in my library, I was pleased to find that I could still recall most of the formula, and with a little experimentation, quickly succeeded in creating one of those devices myself. The procedure is actually quite simple. By altering key lines of text but slightly, a normal linking book's connection can be partially severed, such that anyone who attempts to use the book will be permanently trapped in the dark void of the link. That is, unless someone else then uses that book, at which point the person would be trapped and the first person displaced back into the world. The technique can be applied to books that have already been written, changes to the original text being so slight that anyone who is unfamiliar with the code will be unable to detect them. If indeed my father has not changed, what better bait could there be than a book that appears to be a link back here to Denis? That looks to be about a week later. Trouble. My nightly analysis of the island's condition has revealed that the tremors have begun again. The pattern, however, is new. The disturbance is the result of the changes I have made. This did not, at first, concern me. However, tremors of this type were once of the possible side effects that I anticipated during the initial phase of the island's readjustment. Still, in order to verify my assumptions, I've decided to calculate again, incorporating the new data. The results were not what I expected. The damage to the understructure is more extensive than I realized. I can no longer go to Riven as planned. Catherine, forgive me. I must act while I still have time. This is a day later. The signs are barely visible, but there's no question. The island's deterioration is accelerating. Total collapse is imminent unless I can keep ahead, and that is becoming increasingly difficult to do so. 2 days later. With every passing moment, I gain a clearer picture of incredible chaos that my father's economy of words has yielded. But it is a dismaying process. The complexity of the problem is overwhelming. There is no end to this. The last few days have all but convinced me that the collapse of Riven is inevitable. Did I say that right? Inevitable? Yes. And that, at best, I can only strive to delay it now, and hope that at some point the island will become stable enough to risk a rescue attempt. 2 days later from that. I think I've come up with a way to subdue the tremors. It will require my exclusive attention for at least a month or two, so it may be necessary to discontinue these journal entries for a while. That is a week later. Something truly miraculous happened. Beyond all conceivable probability, someone's finally found my Myst linking book and freed me from this prison. I immediately realized that this could be the solution to my dilemma, and I believe my mysterious benefactor is willing to assist me. Still not sure, that's us. Still not sure it can work. The logistics of such a scheme are formidable, but the mere fact that it may now be possible for me to continue my repairs to Riven, and yet proceed my original intent to find Catherine has given me renewed hope. 3 days later. The last few days have left me with little time to work out the remaining problems with sending someone else to Riven. It did occur to me, however, that a way could be found to signal me once again has been captured. Would no longer be necessary to take a real linking book to Riven and risk the possibility of releasing again. The deteriorated state of the gateway image makes the use of a visual signal impossible, but the picture remains a reliable indicator of Riven's condition nonetheless. By measuring and interpreting variations in the noise patterns, I'm still able to observe basic changes that occur in the age, even though I cannot see them. The problem is that my instruments can only detect changes that occur on a fundamental level, and it seems unlikely that an individual could affect such elemental change from within the age. The idea may be foolish. Still, there is a known weakness that may be worth investigating, and not only that it appears as a rift between the two separate systems, the starfisher. But how, or even if, this fact could be exploited, I cannot say. Sending someone to Riven also means that once I received the signal that they were ready to return, I would have to leave my writing in order to take a real linking book there myself. However, provided my father was safely out of the way, this should take very little time. After that, assuming my island does not incur damage by absence, it should be a relatively simple matter to hold it together long enough for Catherine to return to Riven, evacuate the remaining islanders. Predetermining a signal without knowing the topography of the island may prove to be impossible, but I'm afraid there can be only one answer to the question of whether or not I should send my friend to Riven with a way out. The potential for failure will be greatly diminished if the prison book is all that is taken there. Sure, my father would expect me to bring a linking book to Riven. May he not be disappointed. So, my concern is I'm pretty sure we saw someone mess up the prison book that we brought. Oh, hey, it's the symbol. Oh, shit, we can look up. Forgot about that. Alright, reading done. Let's go find some puzzles. Oh, right, the freaking... Okay. reason we just have this random outcropping. Well, I don't have a key. Okay. I don't know what the purpose of that was. Yeah, the handwriting, all having the exact same characters written the exact same way, is a dead giveaway. Huh. Although it is interesting because in Myst, I'm pretty sure the handwriting was actual handwriting. I think I remember something in the making of Myst. They talk about how they had to do rescans of the image. Hello. Okay, well, I guess I'll take a screenshot of that. The game audio is louder than I am. Thank you for the heads up. I can fix that. Better, worse, still a little bit too loud. I don't know why I've got this journal that I can read, because it seems fixed. Oh, okay. I can do that. There we go. Now it should be relatively decent. Well, I see squiggly line, squiggly line, squiggly line. But that's not very helpful. So the Geek Soapbox, yes, that is actually part of it. The original Myst was only released in English for a long period of time. Now, keep in mind that most of that game could be played without reading any of the journals at all, because all of the hints were visual. But yeah, like, a lot of times, that sort of idea, having a font, these are probably all going to be important, aren't they? Interesting. We're probably throwing logs into some sort of chipper to make pages. Wait, that was the one I had. Yep, there we go. Okay, Nina. The levels here look a little weird. I'm gonna have to lower this a little bit. Okay, here we go. How's that? Audio check. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why there's such a big audio discrepancy. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I probably could have... Oh, no. There's no volume. That's how old this is. No volume settings. Alright, so... Oh. I don't like the way that looks at all. People leaving offerings. Is that an eye? Heck yeah, Skyrail. I always wanted to ride one of these as a kid. Like, I mean, I've ridden this type of thing before, like specifically this thing. Okay. Just being nosy. Here we go. Oh boy. Hello! All the Klim folks that have joined in. I'm working my way through the Myst games. And this is really loud. Hi, everybody. Hello, Raiders. How are you guys doing? Klim, how are you? So many people. Yes, Myst. Well, technically Riven, sequel to Myst. That's literally the title. I just got a thought in my brain to play through all these games again, and that is what we're doing. This one is Riven, which is one I remember the most vividly and yet remember the least about. Probably because I spent the most time getting stuck in this game. But we're gonna take a look. I'm good, Klim. I'm pretty good. Is it doing everything? Oh, okay. So hold on. I need to write that down. I think I need to remember that sound. All right, where's my notepad? Second, folks, I need to write my notepad down. I'm not going to say your name, but XXLNSXX, we are playing Riven, which is the second in the series of games made around the world of Myst, which is a very old adventure game. I want to say it came out in, like, 93? Let me look. Nope. 97. But still pretty darn old. Alright, I need to write down that sound. Notes. Notes. Do it one more time. And so we're going to write a note that says KI chirp sound. Alright. First note written. I expect there'll be a lot more. Thank you, Painted Ink. Linus makes a lot more sense than XXLNSXX, so I appreciate that. Alright, where did we come from? We came from over there. Can we go any further this way? Nope. Okay. Thought I saw something. Alright. Just randomly hitting every button I see. Atlantis 3. Similar concept. I've heard of the Atlantis games. But this is... I mean, the original Myst game was way back in the day. This is the sequel to it and the prequel to what is called Myst 3 Exile. But yes, similar in idea. You're exploring these other worlds. Hey, wildlife. Look at that. There's a bug. There's another bug. So pointing this out just because in the first game there was basically no wildlife. No bugs. No whatever these platypus toucan walruses are? Hey, buddies. Good afternoon, Spiper. Alright, we'll keep going this way. They go away? They did! Is this a riddle game? Yeah, this game has a lot of puzzles and riddles and everything in it. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm gonna get so lost. Someone is in a warning station. I think they just gave off a siren because I was here. Alright. What? There was a... Maybe it's just one way and I keep thinking that there's a cavern there. Alright, that is... Make another note. I'm gonna say that's a D and then an I. And what kind of sound is that? Almost like, rubbing wood? Sure. Oh, Clem, no worries. Yeah, I know. It's quite a bit later there. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful night. Everyone else that's sticking around, thank you so much. Oh, Supercrafter, thank you for cheering the bits. I really appreciate that. Spiper, yes, thank you for that reminder. I have not yet updated my cards. Yeah, I finished Real Myst last week, and so we are starting Myst now. Or, no, we're starting Riven now, sorry. I'll make sure to update those after this episode. Oh, I missed a bunch of follows. All right, let me call these out. Linus, thank you for the follow. Z White Hayes, thank you for the follow. Looser Fisk? Looks like Looser Fisk. Looser Fisk. Was that supposed to be a Loot Fisk joke? I don't know. And Lizard ZZ, thank you all for the follows. I really do appreciate it. How long am I streaming today? I only started a little bit ago. I'll probably go at least another 45 minutes to an hour. Assuming we don't get too stuck, which I may already be. Go up this time. Looser Fisk, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful night. I probably shouldn't do this. Let's go look around before I do that. Well, this sounds ominous. And in fact, for anybody that's following, let me do this real quick. Since I didn't get to do this in a moment, anyone that that came in with the raid already knows, but anyone that doesn't, please check out Klim's channel. Klim is awesome, and has been here a few times. I got to check out a game he's working on as well. It's always nice to see streamers that are also game devs. He is a wonderful German streamer that has done fantastic stuff, both on the gaming side of things as well as some of the other just general community. Every time his community's here, they're always super fantastic and polite, and I appreciate it. Painted Ink, your English is fine. No worries there at all. And then Just Luxor, again, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful night. So that's a angry fish with horns? With tusks? I mean, that does look like a fish, right? And poke it in the eye. Huh. I don't know what the purpose of this is yet, other than looking weird. Oh wait, okay, so let's go this way. Which is the way back up? This one? Okay. Ooh. Got a little bit of discussion there. Get some people up there. Thanks, Linus. I appreciate it. You guys aren't so bad yourselves. Lady come and pick up her kid. We gotta go. This weird dude here. I should be taking pictures of these. So that's an H or an I? Hello? Hello to Kia. Everyone say hello to Kia. That is my wife. If you are unkind to my wife, you will be banned from the channel immediately. So please be kind to my wife. No, I'm not going to ban folks. You will get a warning, though. I am very serious. Actually, in general, the main rule here for my channel is don't be a jerk. Cursing and everything, you're going to hear me curse a bunch. That's not a huge deal. Just don't curse at other people, and you'll be okay. But yeah, overall, just don't be a jerk, and we will be okay. I don't know that I want to go into this metal teapot. Well, goodbye, metal teapot. Where did you go, metal teapot? Linus, when do I stream? My schedule used to be sporadic, but what I'm going to try and do is keep to a relatively common one here. I'm going to try and keep these streams on Wednesdays and Sundays, usually around 7 p.m. Central Time. Although it was a late start today, that is my fault. I took a nap that became a sleep instead. But those will be the normal times. Where did it go? Hold on, let's see if we can figure this out. It went down there. Can I get down there? No, I'm pretty sure I need that down there, right? That didn't, like, fill up water or anything, did it? No, yeah, okay. So we'll leave that down there. Still figuring out the world, folks. See, Central Time, I believe, is GMT -6. Let me double check that. But I am pretty sure that is accurate. Yes, GMT -6 is Central Standard Time. So that should be accurate. -6, that is. Yep. Okay. Oh. Oh, Supercrafter, thank you so much. Hey, Nina, thank you for noticing it. If it's behind a screen here that I can't see. Actually, let me fix that real quick. We're going to just take you, move you down here. Supercrafter, thank you for gifting a sub to Painted Ink. I do appreciate it. I'm a relatively new affiliate. Not new, but relatively new. So, again, thank you so much for the subs. Enjoy the emotes. I have some of my favorite emotes that I have on Twitch are mine, and I know that is a little bit self-centered, but it is true, and I love them. Just going to throw one in chat, and it is my favorite because it is one of my dogs being an absolute dork. So, Supercrafter, that is Willow, who is currently sleeping on the bed behind me. She is a half Irish wolfhound and a big, massive dork of a dog. And then the other one that I posted in there is Bee, who is a mini Australian Shepherd, who is also a massive dork, and she is in another room right now. They are fantastic. Linus, what is my favorite game? Oh, let me think. For me, it's probably Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. As much as time travel can go real bad in games, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver has some of the best storytelling in video games. That's good, Supercrafter. Dogs, especially right now, pets in general right now, are super important and are very special. They are members of the family and should be treated as such. They are great. Thanks, Soapbox. I appreciate it. Nina, I am waiting for the day that you're going to get your dog. Very excited for you. Oh, Painted Ink, your cat likes you. It's just that all cats basically do not care. We have a bunch of neighborhood cats in our area that are super ridiculous, and they really... Oh, boy. Excuse me? Well, that's unusual. Those things must be very hot. Are they, like, evaporating the water around us? Yeah, Batman's a good cat. And I would... This is another one that when I was a kid, I really wish I could have ridden this roller coaster. Oh, that is... I did not... Well... We're here now. Hmm. No, there has to be a reason we're here. Now, speaking of Bee, she just decided to come say hello. Hi, Bee. Yes, you get pets. Ah, there we go. Alright, got some water redirection there. You got some poop water next to your door. You should have that looked at. Okay. Alright, so we want the water to go there, is my assumption. Is that like an indicator? You've got a little line there as an indicator? This thing? Uh. Hey, I figured it out. Maybe? Maybe? Those are not buttons. Okay, so I emptied the water. Still can't get in there. The water's no longer boiling in there. Nope, now it is. Huh. Swiper, do I have any idea what this structure serves as far as purpose? Heck no. I'm just poking at things to see what it does. So this is a boiler. Assuming that my goal is to eventually open this lid. Do I think, if I make it point to that, would it open the lid? Or is it this thing that I need? Wood shavings. Yeah, Nina, you and Kia share a similar love for all things Sailor Moon. Last Christmas, I got her, I believe, half of a missing season. Or sorry, she had a season she was missing half of, and I bought her the remaining half. So can we go? That open that lip? Let's look. No. Okay. So that empties the water. Is the fire still on? Let's look. It is. Alright, so does one of these levers turn off the fire? No. Huh. Does that turn off the fire? Alright, we're figuring stuff out here. Alright, so this thing puts water in the room. This thing raises and lowers this level. I actually don't know what the hell this thing does. This moves it from pipe up to a pipe down? Okay, so pointing this at the other one to fill it with water, pointing it at this one lets you raise and lower the pump. Ooh, I didn't know I could look up here. Don't rightly know what that lets me do. But that's still not gonna let me in. Aww. Linus, it's 4 in the morning. You should probably go to bed. Yeah, I do know Hollow Knight. One of the people, one of the channels that I go through a lot, Mary Kish, Hollow Knight's one of her favorite games. It never clicked with me all the way, but I totally respect it. It's got a lot of mood in it. Just the combat never clicked with me. Wait a minute. What is that thing? Alright, well, we got enough power to go backwards. I don't know if that's what we wanted. Taking the long way back? Or maybe the only way back. I don't know. We'll find out. I feel like I missed a puzzle that I remember. And I don't know where. I vaguely remember the beetle room that we were in earlier. We're gonna do this quickly. Hey, buddies! No, don't go away. I want to be friends. Alright. Bye. We're going back to the beginning. I remember something about that beetle room. I just don't remember what. Yeah, Spiper, that the fact that you can look up a lot is going to mess me the heck up because I don't remember to do that. But we'll figure it out. Uh-oh. Felt like we were going out of control for a second there. So I haven't had to yet, but I will say that for Riven, I remember spending hours and hours and hours in this game being stuck. If we get close to anything like that, I will 100% be looking up a guide. I do not have any shame on that, and if you are sad about that, that's too bad. But, we'll figure it out. Uh-oh. Huh. Hello? Where the heck was my door? There you are. Oh, right, this is some Wizard of Oz shit. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Right. Right, okay, I remember now. We want to get to that gold orb. Okay. So it had something to do with this room. I think I need to make a path between those two places. Spiper, do you remember a lot of Riven? Is that it? You played this before? I don't think I've played this since before the year 2000. Okay, almost there. That's good to hear. I love these games as a kid. I don't remember, but I only remember playing through Riven completely maybe twice. Good night, Painted Ink. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a wonderful evening. Or I guess in your case, morning. Yeah. Yeah. That feels right. Oh, well, that's not a very good door. And that's where I need to go. Supercrafter, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you again for the gift to Painted Ink. Enjoy the the emotes and have a wonderful night. Did I just not rotate it right? Is that what we're seeing here? These are still the same, right? Yeah. Still can't read that. I'm sorry. Let me use your super powerful gate to not proceed. Oh, what am I doing wrong there? I must want the other. I must want the actual opening there. Is what is my guess. There's another door there. So I must want to bring that. We'll try this. That opens nothing. That brings us back here. What do we got now? Not quite there yet. Is it? Let's go check. Hold on. Let's check that. Not quite yet. All right. All right, we'll try this one. I did it again. I did not want to open this door. Hmm. What we're gonna do then is the process of elimination. We're gonna hit the button once, come check to see what it looks like, hit the button again, come check to see what it looks like, etc. But before we do that, let's just make sure there's not anything special here. All right, button once. I wish I could go while it's moving. Yeah, Spiper, I mean, that would be ideal, right? If I could just hit the button and run in, but unfortunately, it cannot. And probably for good reason, because you could probably get trapped in here. All right, so we're going to check it anyway, because I said I would. That's a whole lot of nothing. Do you think so, Viper? I think there are certain rotations where if you get stuck, there's nothing there. It's just pointing to the walls on both sides. There we go. That's what we were looking. Oop! I saw you. Another button. Don't know what that does. Now you might be right, Sniper. I thought it was leading to walls, but if that's there, then theoretically there's always an opening. Okay, can't use that yet. Still can't read you. So the thing is, I don't think you ever learn how to translate this in the game. As in, like, this is never going to look like English. I think you actually have to learn the goddamn language. It may not be required. I just remember finding a lot of books that did translations. Now, if I had remembered if they'd kept it consistent, which I think they did, if I remembered my time in Myst Online or Urud or URU, I would remember the Dunny language because you learn that in that game, but I don't. So, ooh, that's open now. Let me down there. Oh, I still gotta do a few more rotations. I wish there was a button there, so I could just hit the button. But we'll do this the long way. All right, Linus. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful night. Or morning. Getting close to 5 a.m. over there. Now we need one more. Success. You can tell me I can't open this damn door. That's unfortunate. I don't want to get trapped here again, so... Yeah, Nina, in Myst in general, while it could be frustrating at times, the audio direction, how important audio is, how well audio is used, is such an amazing thing. All right, heck yeah. Linus, come you from America? Am I from America? Currently, yes. Originally, no. I was born in Ireland, in a place called Ballina in Southern Ireland, near the Black Lake. Then I lived in New York for a long period of time, in New York City, in the Bronx. Most of my childhood was there. Then I lived in Florida and New Jersey and a few other places. And now I am in the belly button of America in Kansas. What'd you do? Do I want that? I want to lower that, don't I? Oh. Oh, this is just activating whether I can lower it. Okay. Alright, Linus, have a good one. Yeah, Nina, silver lore, there's a lot of it. And none of it's very good. We won't go over the lightning strike this time again. That looks like a trapdoor. I don't like that. You seeing that there? Whoa. Excuse me? Take a screenshot of you. I got 2 Tetris blocks and 3 things that are not Tetris blocks. I was hoping I could get a good look at the dome building. Hey, that's where we started. Alright, I don't know that we solved anything, but we've unlocked some stuff. Now this I remember. I remember after... How does I have to hit it? I remember something screwing me over the first time I played this game, and it had to do with me not rotating this room again. We're gonna just make some guesstimates. My bet is I have to get that door pointed at the one that we just came through. Or maybe I'm wrong. I just remember getting trapped here later on in the game by not doing something here. And yeah, Nina, like, it's not like I grew up in Ireland. I was there literally a week before we migrated to the U.S. My grandmother had been living here for forever. Okay. We'll leave. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Nope. You stay open. Thank you. Well, we technically did something, right? We unlocked those bridges. I hit that lever, right? That opened that door. Excuse me? I didn't say close. Alright, well... Oh, shoot. That reminds me. I promised Mary I would get... shoot. So, Nina, Mary's gonna make my channel intro for the new Twitch layout, and she asked me to get her a bunch of clips, and I'm a D-bag because I forgot her to get the clips. I've got them recorded and ready. I just need to actually get them downloaded. Oh, loud noises. I wonder, so this is running on ScumVM. Is the ScumVM menu here? Is it F10? Okay, it's not here. All right. Well, I don't feel like we've solved a puzzle yet. I want to at least solve one before we're done. Yeah, we got that noted. Yeah, I like the new... Did I ever hit that button? What's that button? Huh. Yeah, I like the new layout and stuff. I'm excited to see what happens. All right, this is a puzzle. We need to solve this. All right, time to go through the underwater neon lights, I guess. I want to get to that building up there. So the thing is, I don't think that this version of Riven has been touched up at all, and I am still surprised for a game in 1997 how high quality the FMV is. Like, I would expect a lot more pixelation than we're seeing right now. Whoops. Alright. Alright, buddy. We're gonna figure you out. Okay. So this is to fill in the water. Oh, I'm an idiot. All of those things that we tried to do, and I missed a lever. I hit this, I hit this, I hit the thing over there. I never hit this. I didn't see this here. Yes, Piper. So that's a big difference between Myst and Riven. In Myst, it was a lot of logic. Like, this is just, you learn how the world works, and you have clues from the book, and you need to kind of piece them together. In this is just stuff that people used in their daily lives, and you kind of have to learn the understanding of what it's going to be. Okay, so we've done that. Ooh. Okay. Did that do it? Hey, we solved a puzzle! No, I was real close before and was just an idiot and missed a lever. You prefer this kind, Sniper? I like both. I like things that are basically somebody in this game liked making puzzles, and so they set out puzzles for you. And I also like the idea of the puzzle is you learning about how things work. Do I need to lower this again? Is that what we're seeing here? Thanks, Geek Soapbox. And so, if you think about it, Spiper, in the original Myst, there really were two different types of puzzles, right? The main puzzle was figuring out the ages, how to get into them, how to find the pages. But the world puzzle was figuring out, understanding what was actually going on with the brothers. If you just made an assumption, oh, I can't see shit. If you made the assumption that, oh, Akinar was insane, so obviously he was the bad brother, that you went to a bad end. If you figured that Cirrus was full of greed, and he was the bad brother, that led to a bad end. But only by reading about the world and Atrus's journals, and eventually finding Atrus, did you figure out, hey, both of them were problematic. This game kind of extends on that. I guess we're going in the dark. Oh, okay. I just had to click a bunch of times. Oh, boy. I don't... That's it. Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't have anywhere to go. That's a bad deal. Hey! Oh, I remember this. Hold on. I remember this room. I remember this room because I felt like such an idiot as a kid. I spent hours going down this hallway and not figuring out where to go, to never think about closing the door. No, let me in! Yes, Viper. I was one of those people as a child. One of the things that I very clearly remember. All right. We have a loop. We can get back around places now. Oh. I need to raise that somehow. That's the somehow. Yeah, I mean, everything... Look, I'm going to go back just so people can see what we're talking about. Everything here... All of this world, this friggin' gold-painted thing, the dome, everything here... Go back this way. Actually, that's a good shot, too. That's a really good shot. This is an amazing shot. Not the box art, although sometimes you'll see stuff like this. The box art actually has a different thing from Riven. But this is one of my favorite areas in the game that I remember strongly, probably because I got stuck. I felt so amazed when I closed that door. That's why if you check the archives, you will see that all of my thumbnails will use, I believe it uses this shot. Maybe this shot. Probably this shot. Anyway. All right. We'll go a little bit longer and then start wrapping up. Because my stomach is grumbling. And that means it's time to eat. Hey! I remembered! Look at that. Look at me. I remembered. Holy crap. Okay. I knew I needed to rotate that room again. Um, I remember there's some way to open these. Hello. Nope. Wait. There was... Hold on. I don't know if I should be here. Alright, we're going to do some reading. 8/22/13. The latest ink formulation has proven a failure. Even when writing in my most promising books, I obtain only the barest glimmer of a connection. It is frustrating to expend so much effort in creating a blank book, only to end up destroying it when it doesn't work. But don't destroy... there are days when the lab is uncomfortably warm from the flames of the failed attempts. The further I refine each element, the formulations of the inks and papers, the physical dimensions of the books, the more I realize that the list of potential combinations is nearly infinite. It is during moments like that that I despair. Without access to Denis, my long-term goals may never be accomplished. Nevertheless, there are avenues of research which remain to be explored. 3 months later. I am discontinuing regular observations of the stars beneath the fissure. Although I've been able to track the dark cloud-like formations that migrate through the star field and have proven that their paths are cyclical, without proper instrumentation it is pointless to continue. My general theory concerning the nature of the fissure has remained unaltered since it first appeared. It seems that the fabric of this age has been breached in a way that permits matter to hospitally exchange between the two discrete but overlapping spaces, much like a link. But the apparent physical contradictions surrounding I can't read his handwriting. This juncture defy logical reason. The great column of wind that was formed when the fissure first appeared suggests a vacuum, as one might expect in space, yet my early experimentations revealed the presence of a breathable atmosphere. That Atris and Catherine threw themselves into the void is further evidence that it might be able to travel, or it might be safe to travel, but without knowing its true nature, I cannot take this risk myself. It is also difficult to say what would happen if I were to reopen it after so long, but it is likely that the result would be catastrophic, given that the changes have occurred in this age since that time. Maintenance on the steam vent Caps completed, 83 to 10. I'm extremely pleased with the continued success of this system. I believe the construction to have been true to the Denis designs of my memory. Another example of the superiority of the Denis technology. It is it is ironic that Atris and Catherine unwittingly provided with such a convenient source of power. Huh. So that thing's built on the fissure? That's interesting. Slightly different handwriting font? Yeah, it sure is. A little bit harder to read. As with many of my views over the years, my thoughts regarding the origin of the fissure have changed. I've recently begun to wonder whether it was actually an unexpected byproduct of the changes Catherine and Atris wrote into this age during their escape. No, I don't think so. Certainly by casting their linking book into the void, they trapped me here quite effectively, but I do not believe that Atris intended the book to be lost in this manner. Much better to destroy it than to risk the possibility of it falling in unknown hands. Our hands. Also, had they foreseen the creation of the fissure, they would have surely have thought that the vacuum it created would eventually consume the atmosphere of this planet, a fate which Catherine undoubtedly would have deemed unacceptable for her home world. That's right, she's Rivenese. If I had not been there to supervise the construction of the seal, this most certainly what would have happened. The villagers were far too frightened to even approach the vortex without my urging. I hold on to the belief that it was unintended consequence of their writing for another reason as well. I prefer to think that my son had meant for this age to merely be a prison for me rather than a death sentence. Yeah, that's true. The construction of the imagers have proceeded without fault. It is intended to see how easily... it is interesting to see how easily I've been able to adapt the Denis technology to mimic that of the Amati. In some ways, the similarities between the two cultures was striking. I wonder if perhaps there have been communication or commerce between the two cultures in earlier times. Maybe Keita's people were even descendants of the Denis. It pleases me to think so. Oh, I need a screenshot of that. In fact, I probably need a screenshot of that too. Okay. Note, it's possible that if I were somehow able to supply the books with a power source of sufficient magnitude, I could suppress the variance enough to facilitate a solid link. It's doubtful that the geothermal caps generators could provide such an enormous surge. Perhaps I could adapt the fire marbles? I've been cataloging the natural elements of this age for merely 30 years now. Geez. Yet still, I continue to find evidence of the Denis preoccupation with fire. As a boy, it was very clear to me that the number 5 had special significance to the Denis society, from the ancient heraldic eldrums of the something elite, ruling elite, to the humble homes of the commoners. It was ubiquitous. Its presence here is obviously a direct reflection of the minds that designed the texts that I used to compose this age. Further proof that though the art of Denis masters were indeed creating the marvelous worlds they wrote, no, they were not, and not, as many mistakenly thought, merely building links to pre-existing worlds. While most of my constructions have been based on Denis designs, I see now that one that I have imbued with the power of 5 are clearly the most beautiful, the most perfect, and I believe the most structurally sound. Oh boy. Okay. I'm still attempting to determine how the Denis color? Hopefully not colon, so we're going to say the Denis color symbology reflects this superior design principle. Although superficially it is based on a 6-color system, I am convinced that there has to be a deeper connection to 5. I will continue to investigate. Take a screenshot of that. I finally made a breakthrough. I've succeeded in modeling the fire marbles to generate enough power to hold a descriptive linking book in a stable matrix. Oh shit. I've linked to a new world. It's a harsh and desolate age, but it is, nonetheless, well suited for my purposes. So I've designated it... That looks like FK. FK in the coffee, Nina. By studying it closely, I believe I will eventually be able to create more appropriate age for us to settle on. For now, I will build an office and set up my living quarters there in order to conduct my experiments in safety and without distraction. Oh, I need a screenshot of that. I must admit that I am proud of my work. To think that in such primitive conditions I've accomplished in 29 years what it took the original Denise centuries to achieve. Note. Repair outerwear for work. Maybe that's... No, that's repair. On this world, the goggles may need to be redesigned altogether. A few years later, I've begun construction of a series of link sites for each island that will reconnect Riven with my office on FK. The Survey Guild has finally completed the site location for each island according to my exact specifications, and installation of the domes is underway at last. Huh. Okay. Work on the central power source got off to a bit of a bad start, I'm afraid, but the pace has picked up considerably since then, and I anticipate no further delays. Looking forward to finally having a civilized mode of transportation. Oh boy. Alright. Due to the rebels' continued disturbances, I've decided to install a coded access system to all of the domes. Take a screenshot. I caught one of my assistants looking over this journal today. I'm glad I've chosen to write in a language they cannot decipher. Note, discuss sincerity with each guildmaster. No problems expected from the maintainers, educators, and surveyors. Question the bookmakers and builders more closely. A couple months later, today I had several more reports of a spirit sightings by some of the villagers. It seems that Catherine's leadership, the rebels, the black... moiety? As the villagers insist on referring to them, have attained a new level of sophistication in their terror tactics. Have renewed their campaign to intimidate the villagers into joining them, playing upon their shared superstitions. The villagers are certainly susceptible to this form of coercion, especially given the late rebels' increasing acts of vandalism and theft. The blah traps have been fruitful this year. Apparently, the breakup of the islands has not adversely affected the subterranean ecosystem. Unfortunately, I imagine the rebels are experiencing a similarly generous harvest. No shortage of poison for them this year. Such morbid issues aside, the sudden availability has allowed me to refine a particularly pleasant extract for my pipe, one that is smoother than any of the others from the recent years. Chemical analysis of one of the rebel knives has yielded a curious result. Its composition contains elements that are unlike any I've encountered on the island. It appears they have access to a resource of which I am unaware. Perhaps a mine? An uncharted island? Note, most of the knives have been found in the south side of the village. It's the same area which there have been reports of people mysteriously disappearing. It is a closer inspection of that area is warranted. The fact that they leave the distinctive knives as a sign of their presence concerns me. They're growing more bold and seem to no longer fear discovery of their hideout. A year later, the latest measurements indicate that the recent trend has continued. The movement of the islands has slowed tremendously. My previous estimates predicted total collapse in approximately 3 months, but with the new figures, I'm uncertain. I have finished writing the FF Age, Final Fantasy Age, and have every faith that it will indeed be a safe place for us to relocate to. Yet it would be helpful to know what has caused the halts in this age's breakup. Is it possible that it's stable after all? If so, I must discover how the age differs from my less successful attempts. My examinations of the FK age have far proven unconclusive. Perhaps someone is repairing damage to the 5th age? If so, it would almost certainly be Atris. Yeah, he's been trying to save it. They reluctantly decided to abandon my experiments in the behavior of the water of this age, as there are more pressing matters which I must now concentrate, leaving me little time for such speculative research. For future reference, however, my investigation up to this point has been revealed the following. I believe the remarkable properties of the water to be caused by the life form that resides in it, specifically a type of bacteria. I'm imagining a motile? Unicellular organism, but one with structures capable of holding bits of water, whose combined effect, via surface texture, causes the composite body of water to move in response to heat. Prolonged exposure to extreme heat, for example, a period of extended boiling, seems to kill the bacteria, which would explain its dramatic aversion to heat sources. Unfortunately, these theories are still not fully tested, and I remain ignorant in both its deeper nature and possible uses. Oh boy, how many more pages we got? Okay, 2. We can do that. An exciting development. Last night, the squad of maintainers stumbled upon a lone rebel scout and obtained from him a most incredible device. It's a crystal that somehow powers these flawed linking books, much as my own system does, but with obvious advantage. It's small and weighs only a few pounds, making it completely portable. Catherine must have fabricated the device before captured her. Oh, he's got Catherine. Obviously, with an explicit Denise schematic, she must have brought with her to this age. Only had access to such document all these years. No, she invented it herself, dude. We found out about that in the Rime Age. Regardless, I can now concentrate solely on writing of ages and need no longer worry about building elaborate power supplies for each new book I write. This is something sobering reminder, however, that I must continue to seek an avenue to Denis. Regaining access to the resources there may be crucial to completion of my mission. All right. Got some eggs. I don't like the looks of any of these things. He's been capturing frogs. Been looking at wood. He's been tearing things apart. I don't like that at all. Got some books. Got some vials. Places he's been burning books. Let's not click that. We're going to make a save real quick. Okay. I didn't want to accidentally link. Spiper, I will ask. In this instance, I think it's okay, because I don't think I would have found the Easter egg on my own. But if you can, in the future, unless I explicitly ask chat, don't give actual hints. The Easter egg thing is fine, though. So now the question is, what do you consider the yellow egg? The small yellow egg? Are we thinking this one? Or are we thinking this one? Spotted or plain? And this is me explicitly asking you. One to the left. This one right here? This one right here? Alright, it's been clicked once. Probably should eat dinner. Probably eat dinner. What does that do? Oh, okay. Okay. This is a good stopping point. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of real small hit stuff in the Myst games. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying me getting lost throughout Riven. We will continue this soon. At minimum, I will be back Sunday, probably around this same time. Other than that, I'm excited to play through these games again. I forgot how much I enjoy these worlds. As people in the chat have been talking about, there's just something about them that's both unsettling and kind of beautiful. Quiet when it needs to be, active when it needs to be. I'm excited to continue through these, and hopefully you'll come back again. Thank you all so much, and have a good evening. Bye-bye!